Going on, everybody? Tuned into another edition of Cutting Red Tape. Definitely do appreciate you all joining me. Want to start off by saying thank you all for all the love that I've been supporting. You guys have been seeing my testimonials. You guys seen the ABC News special out there, and if you haven't, definitely go check out our YouTube channel. It's definitely posted on there. We're trying to do big things here at Veterans 5 to 9, supporting veterans with food, lodging, transportation, resources for mental health and substance abuse. Please do me a favor, like I said, subscribe. It costs you nothing. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can better support veterans and service members in need with an unlimited funding source. So at least that's the goal. But today we're gonna go ahead and move forward. I got a special guest in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing, man? Mike Jackson, Meineke Mike and Mesa. Glad to be here. Love what Veteran 5-9 is doing, and really looking forward to being on the show, man. Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. So me and Meineke Mike here have started running into some familiar same circles and stuff like that. He's been helping me out, being able some ways to support veterans and service members in need. So I definitely appreciate it. So I wanted to bring him on the show and let you guys hear his story because he is a veteran. I got you want to let you guys know what he's about. So tell us a little bit how you grew up and what was your upbringing like, man? Yep. Can you hear me?
I'm getting some, you know what? It's breaking up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me see. It's probably on my end here. Let me see what's going on. Go ahead. I
Yeah. So
apologize. I hope it ain't live. I hope you hope
no,
it's
no,
just a
don't worry.
recording.
No worries.
All
Yeah,
right.
we up and recorded, man. So it's not live though, so you're good. You're good.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about your upbringing and how that's how you were raised.
Yeah, so born in Washington State. My pops was in the Navy, but I grew up in California. So grew up in a little bit all over Southern California, Bay Area. So a little bit back and forth between mom and dad. So grew up just like anybody else, man. Grew up in a neighborhood very similar to a lot of people that look like me. When my parents separated, my mom moved out to Orange County, so I lived around a lot of people that didn't look like me, and we had an opportunity to be very diverse in that matter. I loved living, everywhere that I lived. I had great parents. They did everything that they could. Obviously, uh, moving around, different things like that, kind of took a lot. But when I joined the military, it was kind of a natural fit. So I really joined up just to kind of stay out of some trouble. I'm not going to get into too much of that, but stay out of some trouble. And then the military, man, they took me in, went into the Air Force. They embraced me as one of their own. They developed me into being the man that I am today. I couldn't have done it without, family support, support of friends, and the instincts that the military instilled in me. So I think those things were really important, and just very proud to have brothers and sisters around the world that sign the same dotted line that I signed. Believe in the culture. And I love, our veteran community because of my experiences that I've had around the world. Took me places I never would have been. So,
All right, what'd you do in the military?
so I was a security police. I did that from day one. The recruiter showed me the video, said, "Hey, how you jumping out of planes and this and that." Oh yeah, that looks cool. Didn't jump out of planes, but it worked out either way. So it worked out either way. But yeah, I was security police. So I did the security side and I did the law enforcement side. So a little bit of both experiences. I leaned into the security side more than the law enforcement side, just based off of what the task of law enforcement officers is. I had a chance to, go to traffic accidents and see DUIs and see domestic violences and see injuries and certain things that pretty gruesome. So I leaned on the security side. where I kind of started my career working with a couple of companies long term, running physical security programs, all the way up until decided to leave that back in 2019 and start a family-owned business with my family, which we kicked off in during the right when the pandemic hit, man, March 2020.
Oh man, that's got to be a tough time to obviously start a business. For those here who know, I started Venture Spot 9 right during the pandemic. So, what were kind of some of the struggles as far as getting out of the military and trying to start up a business? How did that unfold?
So one of the challenges of getting out of the military um, is that the military, as much as I love it, there's a they really take care of you, right? I mean, housing, food. I mean, there's a lot of things that are if you can live within the confines of what they provide, you know, you're doing okay. Once you step out, it's gone, right? Like you got to figure out, you know, how do I pay this rent? How do I cover this apartment that no companies out here are going to give you a stipend to live in an apartment or to live in a house. So there were some challenges moving back in with parents and trying to find the right job, and um, a lot of places, man, say they're very veteran friendly, um, and there's a lot of turnaways though. A lot of people who I guess the way to say it is we don't get a I didn't have a very great experience translating what I did in the military to civilian life. There's not a lot of people that are translating I could walk around with an M4, right? It's like, oh, you
Right.
can be a police officer. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. So where does that work in another scope? You know, so there were some challenges with that, but we learned. I got into a couple of really good companies that I worked for. I worked for Amway for about 10 years at their manufacturing plant doing security, and then I left from there and I worked as a third party vendor over at GoDaddy, and I ran their physical security program, which was a good opportunity. So finding the right niche, but I think the challenge is just not being able to express all of the things that we do in the military. We've developed leadership. We've developed the ability to be accountable. Veterans show up; they know how to work hard, but it's hard to turn that over to where companies look at it and go, "Hey, well now." All of those attributes, man, they've helped in leading a business. So it's almost a natural fit, man, for a veteran to go into owning and operating a business in some senses because we get a lot of those skill sets embedded into who we are as people.
Man, I think that's one of the biggest things, man. I try to tell people all the time, like, if you can create something on your own and just have something and mold it, you already have the dedication, the drive, the tools, and everything to succeed, man. Just make it happen. Because I remember, when I was getting out in 2008, like pretty much during the crash, man, like you said, there's a lot of people out there who tout they're veteran friendly, but when it came down to it, and you try to get a job, like a lot of people, turn your way. A lot of my buddies got turned away. And you're talking about that time, people all across the nation, especially in California, man. It's tough to survive, man, with, rent prices and everything so high. And I mean, you can't even get a job at, a little pizza shack or something like that, man. You get turned away. So it's tough.
That's
It's tough.
that's right, and those definitely some of the challenges, and again, it takes a lot of hard work, takes a lot of dedication, but those things are instilled in us, man, from the military. Everybody who I've encountered with that militant experience, man, um, something special about them, and they understand what to do and how to do it. It's just getting that opportunity.
All right. So what kind of business are you running right now?
So running a family-owned and operated automotive repair shop. We've got two locations here in Mesa, Arizona. One is 2056 West Southern Avenue. The other is 4454 East University Drive. Again, both of those are in Mesa, East Mesa, West Mesa. So we've been doing that for about 3 years. Love it, man. Really get an opportunity to be a part of the community, really helping people in the community. Our only mission is to provide honest, reliable automotive repairs. The industry is frowned upon by a lot of people. A lot of people have been taken advantage of. When we uh, went into this with my mother and my brother, and the first thing that the Meineke president told us was, "We're looking for people that want to help women because women are cheated in this industry, women are taken advantage of in this industry," and she was on board. And quickly we realized it's not just women, it's everyone. A lot of people don't know about the automotive industry. They don't know about automotive repair. They don't know the difference between a CV axle and a CV boot. They don't know the difference between a transmission pan and an oil pan. Now, those may seem very simple and basic items, but it's just things that people aren't aware of. So when you're uneducated in something, and other people are highly educated in it, they have an opportunity to take advantage of people. Well, that's where the buck stops with us. We want to be a place that's filled with integrity, filled with love, filled with compassion, and filled with doing the right thing.
That's awesome, man. Because you said it right, man. Like you, when your check engine light is on or something's wrong with your car, you take it in and, you have a guy sitting at the front saying, well, you need to get this done, this done, and this done. And if you don't get this done, then, you got to pay this amount. Your car's not going to be drivable. I mean, how do you know? I mean, people just are like, okay, well, I guess I'll pay it. I mean, because you don't know otherwise. I mean, you can spend time trying to shop around and go to different places, but do people really have that time? I mean, people got to get on with their life. People got day jobs. People got to go pick up their kids. People can't be without a vehicle. So I appreciate you doing honest work out there for people and making sure that their automotive needs are taken care of, because that's something that's in serious need, my man. So
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. Definitely understand it. Thank you.
So in your role now, I know you're, partnership business owner. Are you doing anything to help support veterans now in this current role?
Yeah, so currently we do a first responder discount, and that applies to all veterans, law enforcement, ambulatory services, fire department, nursing staff, medical staff. So we 10% off to everybody in that capacity. We just want to support all of those people. A lot of them are veterans. A lot of them are out there putting their life on the line. I had an experience with COVID, which was pretty intense. So love the medical professions and the staff, nurses, doctors, obviously our law enforcement, the incredible work that they do, especially in the city of Mesa, keeping us safe, fire department, ambulatory services, and of course, those who served our country, man. Love our veterans, and we want to do that for them every day. And then we're working on. You probably get into it, but I'm working on something else. Certainly, we want to do more for those veterans that are in need, and that really need the help today to be able to serve those folks as well.
So yes, that's coming soon. I won't let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, we'll come and do a whole other episode on that. But rest assured, y'all,
Gotcha.
Meineke Mike is he's working on something big, and I think it's gonna help a whole lot of veterans out there, whether it be being able to get to a job, pick up their kids, or just having an honest, decent person be able to get some work done on their vehicle. So give you a little couple of nuggets there, a little hints, but the full story is soon to come, everybody. Full story soon to come. But I don't want to gloss over. You say you had a COVID incident. Would you care to share that story?
Yeah, definitely can, man. So again, we opened up March of 2020. The pandemic was in full effect. Um, I'm a big guy, but been fairly healthy 99% of my life. Not, I've had, I got some things from my military experience, but nothing like from a health perspective. And pretty healthy. Don't get sick. Don't get colds. Feel pretty good. June 2020. Not feeling good, man. Just said, hey, yeah, not feeling well. Told my family, I said, I need to go home. I need to lay down. I was real tired. So it hit me pretty hard from the beginning. And I let them know, I said, hey, I got to go to the hospital. I think I got COVID. And again, we didn't know what the extent was other than watching that death toll count, right? As they
Yeah.
started going through that. So I went into the hospital. I went down to the Phoenix VA, checked in. They said, hey, you got COVID. It was early, June 2020. They said, go home, stay away from people. So I went home, pretty non-coherent. Don't remember the drive to the hospital the first time. Really, don't remember the drive home. Got home. Funny enough, my water heater busted where I was staying, so I had to go somewhere else to get a hot shower. And they, said, "Man, you're not looking good." I said, "Yeah, I got COVID. I gotta get this figured out." So I shoot down, and my old lady says, "Hey, you're coughing up blood. You need to go back to the hospital." So a couple days later, like 2 days later, I'm back in the hospital. Uh, Next thing I know, man, I'm waking up, spacesuits all around, not seeing it. I'm coming off a ventilator, 35, 37 days in, medically induced coma,
Holy crap.
35, 37 days in. Um, a lot of people did a lot of things in the hospital to keep me alive. The power of prayer. I've got some notebooks that people kept for me, had people praying for me around the world. They came down to when they took me off the ventilator. Before they did, they wanted to put a trach in, so they were putting a lot of trachs, and this is where they cut the hole right in people's throats. So they were doing a lot of those. And they said, "Hey, he's not breathing at all. The ventilator's breathing 100% for him. We're going to be putting a trach in his throat on Friday." So my old lady was responsible for making those decisions. She said, "Well, hey, do we have to do it right now? He's not going to want it." They said, "Hey, we'll wait till Friday." So Thursday, they gave her the call, said, "Hey, he's not breathing. We're going to keep him alive, but we got to put a trach in his throat Friday." Um, Everybody's praying. A couple people went down to the hospital, including her. They're praying in front of the hospital. Friday morning, the OR is scheduled. Phone call comes in, say we're taking him off the ventilator. He's breathing 100% by himself. So
Nice. Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Wow. And how many days
pretty
did you say you
insane.
was how many days in the coma?
I was in a coma. It was either 35 or 37 days.
Wow. So you go to the hospital the second time. The next thing you know, you waking up 37 days later. Like what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
What happened? Couldn't walk, couldn't use my arms. So I had to learn how to walk again. COVID affected a lot of people in a similar manner. So I've met some people who still say they had some struggles from it. But absolutely had to learn how to walk again just from being laid up in a coma. It's not like a movie. You can't get frozen for 100 years and just
Right.
come out running. It's a process. Your body gets very weak when it doesn't have movement, when you're not physically active, when you're not up moving around. So yeah, long time, scary experience. I was probably in the hospital close to uh, 50 days before I was released. Still couldn't walk, so had to come out, do some physical rehab. Uh, it worked out. I'm here today, feeling good, feeling strong, and glad to be past some of those things. So now, just a thought in the past, and very, very happy to have made it through. Definitely feel for all the families that lost people during the COVID pandemic. Um, there's a lot of hoopla on what's right and what's wrong. Again, just tell people stay safe. Make sure that you're practicing, proper hand washing and just taking care of your body as best possible to reduce any chances of getting sick. So.
Man. So something like that, does that give you kind of like a different perspective on life? I mean, just man, being able to wake up every day and just get after it. What kind of perspective does that give you?
Yeah, going through an experience where a doctor says, "Hey, you're lucky. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have made it. We did everything we could to get you here, and you're here." It definitely changes perspective. Um, we're kind of in a rat race, right? Everybody's trying to obtain. We want to, gotta have the newest this and the newest that and the newest shoe and the newest music and the newest car and the newest house, and it changes the perspective of I just want to maintain, right? I want to put good out. I want good to come back. I want to treat people respectfully, and more importantly, uh, God is amazing. And being here in this wonderful place, when we look around at, palm trees and deserts and lakes, and get an opportunity to enjoy those things because they're here for our enjoyment. They're here for us to be able to celebrate. So life really is a celebration, not just on your birthday. Every day that your feet touch the ground, it truly is a celebration. And we should, my opinion is, we should embark on that celebration by putting as much positive energy out in the world as possible, because we just don't know, You can be feeling fine one day, and the next, that could be it.
Oh man, there y'all have it. So do a couple quick facts here just to wrap up the show for everybody. So again, what branch were you in?
United States Air Force.
All right, the Air Force. And you served from when?
2003 to 2007. Yeah.
All right. And
Uh,
now you're a business over with Meineke.
yep. Meineke Automotive, 2056 West Southern Avenue, Mesa, Arizona. 4454 East University Drive, Mesa, Arizona. Two locations to serve you. Maintenance to repairs, we care.
All right, get out there and see this man. Meineke Mike. He is making things happen. He truly does have a big heart. You guys see his perspective on things. When you go through something like that, you just want to be positive, fill the world with positivity, be able to help people. Because you just realize that there's so much more to life than as you alluded to, than the fast cars and X, Y, and Z. Like, man, let's go out here and truly make a difference. So thank you for your time, man. I do appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you again for the opportunity, and look forward to catching up soon.
Appreciate it. Everybody, again, do me a favor. If you like what I'm kicking out here, if you like the resources, the videos that I'm putting out on, the veterans and the resources, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. I will be dropping these videos. I try to drop these videos every Monday morning so you guys can see them. I drop resource videos pretty much every single day. So just check out the YouTube channel. And I do truly appreciate you guys' support. So God bless. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, Mike.
Absolutely appreciate you, brother.